Thank you for clicking on this video. Please give me a few minutes of your time. I would like to share with you the origins of the 3D mind control matrix, the truth about the pyramids, and the story of the 13,000-year intergalactic war between humans and extraterrestrials for the conquest of planet Earth, the control and the enslavement of human beings. So if you want to watch the full version of this, which goes on for about an hour and 40 minutes, you can click on the link below. It's a video that I just recently uploaded. I'm going to give you the short version, which will only take a few minutes. It's extremely important. Share this video with as many people as you can, and in whatever platforms you wish. You have my permission to do so, as long as you refer them back to this YouTube channel, the Michael Denney YouTube channel. Please also do me a favor and forget whatever you have heard about these subjects, because the information I'm going to tell you in this video has not been revealed to humans until now. 12,600 BC, during the height of Satya Yuga, that is the golden age where 100% of all humans have 100% spiritual connection. That is because the Earth was very close to the galactic center, which gives very powerful spiritual frequencies to whatever planets are surrounding it. At this time, the king of Atlantis has a frightening dream where the stars of the heavens come crashing to Earth and trap the human race in a dark, gloomy cave. The king interprets this dream as some kind of horrible natural catastrophe. But in reality, the dream is foretelling Earth's movement away from its position close to the galactic center. And this means that Earth will begin to receive less and less of these very high spiritual frequencies. So the king of Earth has a frightening dream about this. And he believes that human beings are going to experience a horrible Earth destruction event. So the king interprets this as a natural catastrophe, but in reality, it's foretelling the end of the golden age. And it is foretelling the eventual fall of humans to what we know as Kali Yuga, where human beings only have 25% of their connection to the spirit. So the king and his priests determined that there will be a world flood 300 years in the future from his time, and the time of the flood will be what we know as 9,600 BC. So the king orders the construction of the pyramids to act as a storehouse for advanced spiritual technological knowledge. The pyramids are also designed to be powerful frequency generators that will mimic the frequency of the galactic center, which he hopes will help preserve and increase human spiritual connection. Extraterrestrials from Arcturus, Sirius, the Pleiades, and the Andromedan galaxies, and even more, are working together with humans to help create this pyramid technology. Now, at the height of the Golden Age, or what is also known as Satya Yuga, where the Earth is the closest it can be to the galactic center, there are many humans devoted to spiritual evolution. And as a result, they are able to use the heightened pyramid frequencies that the king of Atlantis creates in the pyramids. And they are able to use this heightened frequency to shift the frequency of their bodies to a higher dimensional frequency. They are able to shift out of this particular frequency of the third dimension into what we are now calling 5D. So the king is invited by extraterrestrials to physically ascend to 5D with them and with the other spiritually advanced humans, and to continue his work helping and protecting humans by meditating for them in this higher frequency state. and this will help those humans who have chosen to stay in a lower three-dimensional frequency, and he must also disengage the pyramid frequency generator technology that he and the extraterrestrials have made, and this will give human beings an opportunity to internally learn spiritual knowledge. The extraterrestrials advise the king to put his efforts to teaching spiritual practices, energy practices to human beings so that they can go deep within during this shift where Earth is moving away from the galactic center. The king, out of misplaced fear and a feeling of responsibility, declines the extraterrestrials' offer to ascend unless he can bring all of humanity on planet Earth with him to 5D. The extraterrestrials remind the king that everyone must make their own choice and nobody can make it for them. The king, because of the previous vision of darkness enveloping humans in 3D Earth, and also out of his misplaced feelings of responsibility, is unable to accept this truth given to him by the extraterrestrials, and he refuses to power down the pyramids, believing that he can save the Earth all by himself. As predicted, after the apex of the Golden Age, Earth begins to move away from the galactic center, and the consciousness of Earth begins to descend. The king increases the power output of the pyramid frequency generators, hoping to avoid humans losing their spiritual consciousness. The extraterrestrials advise the king once again to power down the pyramids and begin teaching energy practices and meditation to humans to help them as Earth descends into lower frequencies. The ETs warn the king that these artificial frequencies will have a deleterious effect on the human mind, ultimately creating an artificial consciousness that mimics higher consciousness frequencies, but will ultimately become dangerous and corrupted in the minds of those humans. The pyramids are now seen as being able to be used as mind control weapons and weapons of mass destruction, and therefore they are too dangerous for human beings to continue to use as they descend towards the Kali Yuga. The king, because of the prophetic dream, once again refuses to listen to the extraterrestrial advice. As predicted by the ETs, the king's inner circle begin to lose their higher awareness, and they try to persuade the king to use the pyramids as a mind control device to enslave the human population of Earth, and they tell him it's for their own good. The elites begin to invent other ways to control humans, including the introduction of the idea of money and property. Humans become possessive and competitive, and poverty is introduced to the Earth population for the first time. The king still refuses to alter the pyramid for mind control use that the elites are suggesting, but he's also refusing to power down the pyramids as the extraterrestrials are suggesting. This enrages the elites, and they rebel against the king in the hopes of getting the pyramid technology for themselves. Extraterrestrials who are unable to persuade the king to power down the pyramids decide to finally remove their spiritual protection from the king reluctantly. The king is offered one last chance to ascend with other humans and with extraterrestrials and to power down the pyramids. This enrages the king, and the extraterrestrials reluctantly have to remove their spiritual protection from the king, and they allow him to fall into karmic reincarnation cycle for the remainder of the descending yuga cycle. This is very saddening for them, but the king is too obstinate, and there's nothing they can do to talk him out of it. Now, this makes the king far more vulnerable. Sensing the king's vulnerability, the neighboring elites launch a war against the king of Atlantis. They simultaneously launch a propaganda war against the extraterrestrials, which has lasted until this day. The elites and the King of Atlantis begin creating weapons of mass destruction in their war with each other for the control of planet Earth. After a long, protracted, and bloody war using weapons of mass destruction on both sides, the King of Atlantis is finally betrayed by his inner circle. He is assassinated, and Atlantis is occupied by the rebel elites who take over the pyramid technology and attempt to use it for human mind control enslavement, and also to create weapons of mass destruction against the extraterrestrials who they now see as their bitter enemies. The elites now launch an intergalactic war against any and all extraterrestrials. The extraterrestrials, in response to this, erect a frequency barrier around Earth's solar system, which prevents Earth ships from leaving Earth's solar system and attacking any extraterrestrial worlds outside of their solar system. By 9600 BC, the rebel Atlanteans and their use of frequency technology have become such a threat to the universe that higher dimensional councils reluctantly determine that Earth civilization must be destroyed. The higher dimensionals send comets to Earth which vaporize the Arctic ice sheets and cause the Great Flood event. The king's misunderstanding of the prophetic dream he had, which stated that the stars would fall to the earth and cover mankind, ironically, literally comes true, just as he and his priests foretold. The flood event of 9600 BC occurs. This destroys human civilization, and humans are driven into a new Stone Age and must start from scratch. The elites who survived separate into two camps, which we call now the White Hats and the Black Hats. The White Hats are the elites who realize the mistake that they made by rebelling against the king and the extraterrestrials. The Black Hats are the elites, the Dark Force, the Illuminati, who are still seeking to continue to conquer Earth and enslave human beings and fight against extraterrestrials. The White Hats teach spiritual knowledge, astronomy, astrology, ritual, and shamanism to humans. They travel around to various civilizations, introducing this knowledge. We see this among many peoples like the Central Americans who built pyramids and learned powerful calendars and powerful astrology and astronomy. The Black Hats continue to seek political, financial, and martial control over the earth. Their goal is to keep human beings without the knowledge that they previously had, keep them in poverty, and keep them uneducated in the dark. After creating various empires, the Illuminati continue to use military force combined with religious mind control training, along with the introduction of money, in order to expand their control of Earth. Because of thousands of years of descending spiritual energy on planet Earth as it has continued to move away from the galactic center, combined with thousands of years of religious mind control, humans are instinctively afraid of the frequency of extraterrestrials. So, in order to help humans, extraterrestrials have had to disguise themselves as angels or spirits or ancestors or nature spirits so that they can communicate with those humans who are spiritually oriented and open to be taught. This is very painful for the extraterrestrials because from their perspective, human beings are their family who no longer recognize them. Fast forward to 2025. The hidden Illuminati elites who control powerful frequency weapons are still in a military and propaganda war against higher dimensional extraterrestrials. This war for the control of planet Earth is still going on today, 13,000 years later. As we have now exited Kali Yuga, which terminated in AD 1700, Human beings have been able to rapidly increase their technological understanding and now are rapidly approaching the technological state they were in 13,000 years ago. However, since there has been increasing mind control over the earth, humans are not spiritually ready for the technology that they are rediscovering. The Illuminati elites are now ready to finalize their conquest of Earth and enslavement of all humans. If allowed to, they will unleash their horrible final plans for complete Earth domination, and they hope to achieve their goal of being able to launch an all-out intergalactic war against other planets and civilizations. They must be stopped. As we continue to shift up in the new Yuga cycle, as we are now going closer and closer once again towards the galactic center. At this point, at 2025, we are directly opposite the time when the Atlantean flood event happened. This is when human beings fell from their spiritual state. But now we are once again scheduled to ascend. Perhaps we can use this time to shift into 5D to join the spiritually advanced Lemurians and Atlanteans who shifted up before us 12,000, 13,000 years ago. For the average human, the most powerful method of resisting the elite control of Earth is to rebel against the elites by consciously and deliberately seeking personal communication with higher dimensional extraterrestrials. This will necessitate humans consciously overcoming their thousands of years of mind control, which has made them instinctively afraid of extraterrestrials' higher frequency. Close encounters of the fifth kind protocols and interdimensional meditation are the two most powerful tools we have against the dark force elites seeking to finalize their enslavement of Earth. It is time for humans to once again be awakened. In order to bring complete disclosure of the dark force elites and the true nature of our extraterrestrial light family, we must raise our frequency above the mind control of religion, politics, and the enslavement to the lie of the existence of money. We are ready for a new golden age, but we must first awaken to our true nature. There are many ways to do this: meditation, energy work, acts of service. Two of the most powerful tools I already mentioned are CE5 protocols, or human-initiated contact with extraterrestrials, and also my version of this, which I call interdimensional meditation. On this channel, I leave live guided interdimensional meditations twice a week for the expressed purpose of reawakening the human race to their original status and achieving their true nature as being powerful beings of light. All of the resources associated with this channel, the Michael Denney YouTube channel, are dedicated and available to you to help in this endeavor. I wish all of you love, light, and infinite power, and I look forward to meeting you on the journey back to our golden age of Earth. Please be very good to yourselves, and I hope to see you in the live guided meditations that we do here twice a week. If you can't make the live stream meditations, please go to the live section on this channel. You can see all of them there. They're archived. You can follow along with any one of them. I wish you all the best, and I'm very excited to see where we are going to land in this new year of 2025.